Imagine not giving from an empty cup, but not even giving from a cup that's under 100%. Like your cup is overflowing. It's at 110%. It's overflowing all the time. And that's the only time you give to others. So that, because if your cup's not full, you're not doing your best, and that's doing a disservice to you and the people you want to impact and care and serve. So if your cup is full and overflowing, well, then you can give from that overflow. So knowing how to make sure your cup stays full and how to direct your energy to people, places, things that matter to you. So that's the 4 levels and the steps to really be the master of your energy sovereignty so you could be at your best.
This episode is sponsored by Atopic AI for Opportunity. Atopic is an AI-powered opportunity discovery platform, and the best word that I can describe it is ChatGPT, but instead of giving you information, it gives you real people you should be connecting with. Whether you're looking for clients, partners, investors, job prospects, or high-intent leads, Atopic makes it simple. You just type what you're looking for, and the AI thinks through thousands of signals, and then surfaces verified prospects with context, not random lists. It even helps you follow up, nurture conversations, and track your pipeline. What I love about Atopic, and why I'm excited to have them as a sponsor, is that they're solving the biggest problem in business growth: finding the right people at the right time. If you haven't yet, go to atopic.com and try it. It's one of the smartest tools out there for people trying to grow their business. All right, so today we have Spencer Jones, and this guy's awesome. And he's really awesome because I had to reschedule with him 3 times, and he's totally okay about it. So, but yeah, Spencer, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Nick. I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, no worries about rescheduling. Life happens, right, to all of us. And so, yeah, a little bit about me. I love helping people live their life to the max. So get the most out of life, whatever that looks like. So enjoy it, savor it, be in the moment, and not have that mental overwhelm and stress that can weigh us down at times.
Definitely, for sure. I know all about that. Going through a lot of stages in my life where I'm stressed out and overwhelmed, but over the years, through my own self-development journey, I learned different techniques to deal with that. Now, for you, with what you do, what are some of those techniques that you help people with?
Yeah. What I've noticed is, at least on my journey, I learned a lot of hacks and tips and different things to help along the journey. So things like breath work, meditation, working out, going up for walks or out for walks, and just moving my body in ways that work for me. So, and I invite everybody to do that. And so for many years, I was a middle school and high school choir director for 9 years. So when I learned about personal growth and how to have that mindset, and then as I became a full-time entrepreneur, I tried carrying these things over. But what happened is I was still riding this roller coaster of emotions. So I'm answering your questions in a slightly long-winded way, but like I was feeling really good, and then I felt like crap because my energy was low and I was overwhelmed and stressed out. And I'm like, oh, I know what to do. So I did some of the things, and I meditated, or I did some breath work. I felt better, maybe not great, but better. And then some days it was better, some days the next day it was worse, and it was this constant roller coaster. And what I realized after I hit my rock bottom, which was me being suicidal, hating who I was, and all of that, I realized those hacks and tips are great, but they're Band-Aids. They're temporary fixes, because we have to go over the root after that root system, the cause of it, which is your operating system. And so if your operating system isn't working at full capacity, and what I've realized is so many people work with that internal operating system, I think of it like a cup that's been poked full of holes, not to our own fault or anything, but just through life, the beliefs, the words, the leaks and drains and energy vampires we have, they poked holes in our cup. So as I do the meditation, the breath work, those tips, tricks, hacks, whatever, they help. It's like pouring stuff into that cup that's full of holes. I feels good for a moment. Yeah, I feel great. But then I feel drained again. And it wasn't until I really recognized, okay, let's look at this internal operating system. What are the holes? Where are they coming from? and learn how to patch that my life truly changed. And then all those things that I learned, breathwork, meditation, moving my body, etc., paid dividends because now it was going into a cup that was whole and was not full of holes.
I absolutely love that, and I agree 100% with everything that you said. It can be like your cup has holes in it at times, and you found a way to kind of make that cup whole, which is really awesome. So I would love to know, what is it that we can do to make a cup whole?
Yeah, beautiful question. Because I think we all have cups with holes in it. Even me, I've been working on this on years. I've
Hmm.
healed a lot of those holes. I recognize them, but every now and then I notice little things that are still draining and not serving me. And so that's the first step. There's 4 steps to healing your cup, and we call it energy sovereignty. So being the king, the queen of your energy kingdom, as it were. So, okay, let's go with this cup analogy. So the first level is awareness of the energy leaks and vampires. And I say energy because everything's a vibration. I'm not talking necessarily all woo woo, although we can have fun with that. But just if everything's a vibration, what serves you? So what energizes you, pumps you up, gets you excited, makes you feel loved and complete, or what drains you? What makes you feel exhausted, tired mentally, emotionally, spiritually? What exhausts you? What are some of those people when you're around them? You're just like, this sucks. I don't want to be around them. I feel like crap when I'm around them. Well, different start to identify and differentiate what are those people, places, and things in your life that do not serve you, and then start to get rid of them, separate yourself, set boundaries, do what you need. So that helps you identify where those leaks are coming from, and then removing yourself from those situations, people, thoughts, places, etc., helps heal that cup. So that's level 1, is that awareness, that energy leaks and vampires. The second level is your mindset. So if your mindset is one, hey, I'm weak, I'm worthless, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, well, then those energy leaks and vampires will come back again, right? And it'll just keep poking holes in. So if you build a positive, abundant mindset using the hacks that and strategies that we know about how to rewire your brain, neuroplasticity is an amazing thing. So you rewire your brain so that now you're on that positive, abundant mindset. Those leaks and vampires, those drains, have less of a grasp on you. And basically, it's like taking your cup, as it were, that's been poked full of holes, it's healed. Well, now it's reinforced so that those holes can't get in nearly as much. And then the third level is alignment. So what's pouring into your cup? Is it things that align with you and serve you, support you on your journey? Do they align with who you want to be and what you're building, etc.? Or are they toxic? Do they not serve you? So we help give people tools and strategies to do that and identify quickly. But even without us, what are those things that are aligned with you and where you want to become? Along with nervous system regulation, so that your body can actually hold on to all these things that you're trying to do. And then the fourth level is we call it radiate, basically shining your light. Imagine not giving from an empty cup, but not even giving from a cup that's under 100%. Like your cup is overflowing. It's at 110%. It's overflowing all the time. And that's the only time you give to others. So that, because if your cup's not full, you're not doing your best, and that's doing a disservice to you and the people you want to impact and care and serve. So if your cup is full and overflowing, well, then you can give from that overflow. So knowing how to make sure your cup stays full and how to direct your energy to people, places, things that matter to you. So that's the 4 levels and the steps to really be the master of your energy sovereignty, so you could be at your best.
I love all of that. And like to start out, like pay attention to the things that drain you and the things that give you energy. And I like that you talk about people, because a lot of times we don't really take that into consideration. And I know that when I was on my journey at the beginning, I did start to realize the people that drained me, and you don't have to like eliminate them from your life completely, because some people you can't, because they're family, but you can limit your time around them. So I spend less time with those people, and I spend more time with good people that pick me up and give me more energy. So I think it's awesome that you talked about that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And you're right, people is such a big category of those energy vampires. And there's people who serve you, who love you, fill you up with joy and love and all that, which is excellent. And you want to be around more of those people, and even people who challenge you to be a better person, right? So, okay, like it's not just all warm and fuzzies that you're around. It's, yes, those people, but also the people who challenge you to be better in a positive way. But you're right. There's people in our lives who drain us, who don't serve us. You think of the uncle who comes over at Thanksgiving time or Christmas, and you're just like, I don't want to be around that person. They drain me. Or negative coworkers or friend circles that, maybe you were friends in high school or you're a part of this group. And you're right. Sometimes we need to set a boundary and be like, nope, I'm no longer hanging out with them. I'm not answering it. Maybe I tell them that. Maybe I just let the universe do its thing and I don't respond and we just naturally separate. But other times, like family, you can't get out of it, right? Like you can't just not see them. I get that. I have a family member like that in my life. And so what do we do, or what do I do in that case? Well, I set up boundaries for myself, like little just containers that say, okay, I'm going to go hang out at this person's house because I know, but I have this time limit. I'm here for this time to this time. So I can mentally prepare myself for that. And during that time, if I'm having a conversation with them, and it's good, it's generally pretty good, but it's just starting to tank, right? Like they're being extremely negative and it's frustrating. I feel myself going down and being like, this is not healthy. I'm not feeling good with this. I, for one, end the conversation politely, and then
Mhm.
I'll get up and leave. Like, oh, I'll let my dog outside, right? Or I'll
Yep.
go leave the room, or I'll go out for a walk and come back. It's not like I'm leaving forever, but just a little breather and reprieve for me to reset. And usually at that point, with at least the person in my life, then they're reset enough that they're not going down the negative pathway. Not that I have to say or do anything. They've moved on. And so just finding those little hacks and strategies can help you uh, when you can't get out of it.
Those are some excellent tips, like so excellent. Then another thing you talked about is your mindset. You're oh, like aware of in the world. I say it like that because one thing that I noticed is the more I improve my mindset, the more positive I am, the more that I pay attention to the good and not the bad, the better the world becomes. The world didn't change, I changed. And I only recognize the good things and I try to just block out the bad.
Right. Right. It's not that there's not bad out there, that there's not
Mm-hmm.
the negatives out there. No, they're there. And it's not even necessarily about turning a blind eye to it totally and ignoring it, like just putting your head in the sand. It's life's algorithm is what I like to call it. What you
Exactly.
Right? What you
Yep.
focus on, you get more of.
Mm-hmm.
So if you focus on the good, the positives, all of those great things in life, well, then life is going to reward you just like social media does. You hang around it for half a second longer, it's going to show you more of it. Well, same thing with life. You look for those positives, good things. It's going to start showing you more. Yes, here's positives, here's good things. Oh, yep, here's the negatives or whatever. You can look at it, adjust it. Maybe you need to process, work through some things at times. Great. But then you keep your eye towards those positives, that half glass full, the silver lining, as it were, and continuing to look for that and sharing that out with the world, man, it changes your algorithm of everything you see and experience in life in a positive way. And it's not just ooh hippie whatever stuff. Like you can look at the science behind it of how your brain wires together, and you can rewire your neural pathways from a negative neural pathway, and one that's focused on all the negative different things in your life, to the positive one that's looking at the positives in life. And it can happen faster than a lot of people think. It does take work and effort. You have to be intentional about it, but it doesn't have to be this drawn out long process either.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really helped me with that is one of I call him a mentor because he has a podcast called The Mindset Mentor,
Mm,
and it's an amazing podcast. But what he says is recognize every time that you have a negative thought. So that's step one because that takes a lot to just like catch yourself. Like, oh, hold on, why did I think that way? And every time you can catch yourself, you need to flip it to a positive thought about that situation. And the more you do that, the more the the positive thoughts come before the negative. So that's kind of one thing that I worked on over the years, and it helps a lot. And I'm not perfect, but I still catch myself and then I think of something else, you know?
Well, and none of us are perfect, right?
No.
I've been doing this for years and years, and I still get negative I'm negative at points. I catch myself faster, but it still happens. Did you notice a change in your life after practicing this for some time?
Oh, for sure. Like I was happier. You just feel better. And then my family like pointed it out. They're like, "Why are you like always happy now?" Like
That's awesome.
I
It's like,
kind of
why are
am.
you enjoying life? How dare you? You're
Exactly.
great as a negative
You
person.
know, I know some people are like that. They don't like happy people,
You,
and those
you're
are
not
the
wrong.
people you should stay away from.
Right? Stay away from the people who like negative people. But
Yeah.
you're right. There's sometimes, especially when we learn and grow ourselves, right? We want to improve ourselves, our mindset, and we start to shift for this example of negative mindset or seeing the bad in the world. Maybe we gossip a lot or we talk about bad things and we're just negative generally. That's maybe the way we grew up and that's normal, but we intentionally choose to change that. Well, you're going to notice there's people in your life who don't like that because a couple of reasons. One, they know you and they have the mental picture of you as that old version of you. And change for them might be difficult or hard. And it's like, well, this isn't you. This isn't the person I've known for 6 months, a year, 20, 30 years. This is, well, who are you now? And you're like, well, I'm still me, but I'm happier now. And they might go, I don't like this person because they rather be around a person who gossips, who complains, who's negative, because that's where they're at. And no judgment against them. This is one of the hardest things that was hardest things for me to do was to not judge them or myself and go, okay, cool. Like I still love you, I appreciate you, but I'm going my own way. So then we had to separate ways. Now, if they still want to connect or chat, okay, cool. But I'm protecting my peace so much more carefully. But I want to call up one of the things that you mentioned earlier from that podcast, and that's awareness. Awareness is the first step towards everything and anything, in my opinion. So, because if you're not aware of it, you can't do anything about it. So, first, you have to be aware. Oh, yep, I'm having a negative thought. Oh, I'm looking at this. The cup is half empty, or whatever it is. You recognize you are aware of that thing, the thought, the feeling, the emotion, whatever. And then before you take action on it, you have to accept that that's the reality. That's the reality you're seeing, feeling, experiencing at that moment. And then you could decide what action you want to take that most aligns with who and where you're going to go. And then obviously you take the action after that. I say obviously, a lot of people don't take the action. So then you take the action of whatever best aligns.
Yep. Yeah, I like that a lot. And one thing that I kind of learned the hard way with the people that don't like you changing, you can't change them, so don't really try. Just be the person that you want to be, and hopefully it rubs off on them, and they will want to learn more. That's because I did that at the beginning. I tried to teach my family everything that I'm learning. They don't want to hear it. They just get more irritated with you, and it's just let it go. Just be yourself, and hopefully they'll want to change themselves.
Right. We could certainly hope. We can't change people. We never could, never can, unless some crazy thing happens scientifically. But most likely, we can't change anybody. At least as of right now, they have to be willing to do the work. Now we can help them, we can support them, we can encourage them, we can invite them,
Hmm.
but that's it, right?
Yeah.
And that's all. And you mean guiding, supporting them is only when they choose to do that. I remember this is this happened. This is a real life example. It was me being a total jerk. When I first started working out, I was overweight, unhappy with the way I looked and felt. So I started working out and getting fit and healthy. I'm like, this is amazing. I want to help everyone. I'm going to shout out
Yep.
from the rooftops and help everyone. Well, the people close to me, I care about. I want to support them. So I was telling my wife about working out and trying to push her, convince her to change and work out. Well, did that work? No, because she wasn't making that choice. I was trying to push it on her. I was trying to force her to do things, and that just drove a wedge in our relationship. Now, thankfully, we've worked through that, and I realized those things and learned a lot from that experience. I think she's forgiven me for it, but it definitely caused some struggle and issues and trauma for her of me trying to say, well, here, change, when I'm trying to do it for her betterment. But even if I said it in the best of ways, I was trying to force it on her as opposed to inviting her to do it in a way that worked in line with her. Fast forward a couple years, I've learned my lesson, not going to force it. And I just started the whole personal growth journey. I started reading personal growth. I'm like, this is amazing, right? This is changing my life. I want to shout it from the rooftops. I want to help people with it, right? Let me go share it with people I love and care about. I share it with my wife, but I learned my lesson, right? I was like, hey, I just read this great book. It's about this. Maybe, and she listens as I share things about it. She's like, oh, very cool. I'm like, well, here it is for you if you choose to read it, right? Or here's a podcast I would suggest or invite you to. I wouldn't even suggest. I invite you to listen to. And I've really learned. I use the word invite a lot because it's more open, more caring, more soft than saying I suggest or I recommend this, unless they want a recommendation, of course. But like, oh, I invite you to check this out because it's an invite. And so did she take it up right away? No, she did not. She was not interested in personal growth whatsoever. It probably wasn't until 3. I could do math here. Like actually more like 5 or so years later of me and she's supporting me and helping. And she's loves that I'm doing it. Loves seeing the difference. Very supportive, just not interested in doing it herself. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I love her dearly. It's like she's amazing, but she wasn't interested. Okay, cool. I wasn't going to force it on her, but oh, here's a cool book about this. Here's whatever. Well, 5 years later, she finally, some life stuff was changing in her life. And she's like, I saw this book or I heard about this. It wasn't a book I recommended or anything. It was something else that she heard. Oh, it was one I recommended. I lied. It was one I recommended from a friend that related to the thing she was going through. And I suggested it like months ago. And then she got that book and then she got another one. She started with the other one that she found, not the one I recommended, but it started her on this journey. Now, is she into it as much as I am? No, but she's getting into it more and more and more and more now over the last 5 years, 3 years from that. Math is hard apparently today. So 3 years from that point, she's been getting deeper and deeper into it and seeing some amazing impact, but probably because I didn't force her to do it. Right? She came to it on her own terms. I just shared and invited her to hop in and join us and join me whenever she was ready.
I think that's awesome. And that's the way to do it, One thing that I did is I bought my family, 21 people, I think it was, the book, The Miracle Morning. And I love that book. Like it changed my life. And I wanted to share it with everyone. And thankfully, I know 2 of my family members that actually read the book and they really enjoyed it. So I was like, hey, that's a win for me,
Exactly. That was Katie's first book as well. She went second, but she heard about the Miracle Morning book and she's like, all right, I'm reading it. And it was so impactful for her. Yeah, and it's amazing just by inviting people, providing the resources, but never forcing them or making them feel guilty for it. Depending how you grew up, for me, that was very hard to do and let go and just be like, I'm just inviting. But it was so freeing, not only for me, but for everyone else around me as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's so awesome. Well, Spencer, before we wrap this up, how can people work with you and, tell us everything that they need to know?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, first and foremost, before we even go to how to work with me, I want you to know that you are amazing, worthy, and enough just the way you are. That goes to Nick, but that goes to everybody here listening. You are amazing, worthy, and enough just the way you are. But life has a way of weighing us down at points, of having those energy leaks and vampires and hurdles along the way. And most likely you've tried different things in your life, like those hacks, those tips, those strategies, and they work to a degree. But if you're ready to go after that root cause and really have that strong cup that holds your energy, I would love to work with you, love to connect. You could check out our website. We are Jonesin for, like you're Jonesin for chocolate, positivity, good things. Or you can find me I'm on all social media platforms at Jones and Four, or, find me on Facebook or something in my personal profile, send me a message. I love chatting and connecting, whether you work with us or not. I just love to chat. And, I would actually, if Nick is cool with it, I would love it if you reached out to both of us in whatever way works for you. And let us know your biggest takeaway from this podcast. Let us know you listened to this on the Infinite Abilities podcast and share your biggest takeaway. I would love to hear it.
I would love that too. That would be awesome. So thank you. And speaking of that, my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me? My abilities are infinite. That means that no matter what happens in life, no matter where I'm at, how I am physically, mentally, emotionally, I still can do anything because my abilities are infinite. Right? It might need to look different, be different than maybe it was before in my life or from other people, but that's okay. I could still have this incredible impact, live my life to the max because my abilities are infinite.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, Spencer, thank you for being on the show. This was incredible.
Thank you for having me on. I am incredibly grateful. Keep shining your light. Keep spreading this amazing message with the world. Thank you so much.
Always. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me in the Nick Your Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.